Hey YouTube, what's up? I wrote a new rap called Spontaneous Combustion because it's just straight fire. Okay. Write a line with a phrase, put the crowd in a daze. Ask my boss for a raise, start a new dance craze. Straight spinning for days. People call me crazy. Do I like peach or daisy? This rhyme's lazy. Call me a zombie, I am Daisy. Spit a quick rhyme just like Jay-Z. Straight off the dome, that's amazing. Don't tase me, there's nothing you have to say, G. Your words aren't intangible, they don't faze me. Spitting lyrics on the daily. People acting shady like Slim Shady. Bunching up like Brady's. My haters don't hate me. Contradictions and superstitions, the people listen to hyperstitions with no admission to a lack of vision, reading dangerous fiction with no supervision, colliding atoms like nuclear fission, and that's just the beginning. Big and banging, not crack slanging, not ganging, just gaining popularity and fame. Oh, what a shame, that's just lame. Too mainstream, flow against the current. My mind screams, new lines fervent. My mind's fervent, new rhymes ferment. Why can't you hear the chorus? And new lines flourish, why can't you hear the chorus? Okay, so I kind of sped that up like halfway through. Without a beat, I just kind of like free flowing. So there's this Lavender Town beat. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to hear this because the laptop, which has a microphone, will also be the source of the music. So I wanted to do a quick spit without the music. I know the flow got kind of crazy because I didn't have a beat to go off of. But let's see how you guys enjoy it with this Lavender Town beat. It's by KB Chavo, and it starts off by giving you an idea of what the Lavender Town beat sounds like. This is the normal Lavender Town theme, but then it's gonna like hit a point where it goes like, and then it starts off really subtle, and then it hits you suddenly with like the beat change, and it's really nice. Write a line with a phrase, put the crowd in a daze. Ask my boss for a raise, start a new dance craze. Straight spin for days. People call me crazy. Do I like peach or daisy? This rhyme's lazy. Call me a zombie, I am Daisy. Spit a quick rhyme just like Jay-Z. Straight off the dome, that's amazing. Don't tase me, there's nothing you have to say, G. Your words aren't intangible, they don't faze me. Spitting lyrics on the daily. People acting shady like Slim Shady. Bunching up like Brady's. My haters don't hate me. Contradictions and superstitions, the people listen to hyperstitions with no admission to a lack of vision, reading dangerous fiction with no supervision, colliding atoms like nuclear fission, and that's just the beginning. Big and banging, not crack slanging, not ganging, just gaining popularity and fame. Oh, what a shame, that's just lame. Too mainstream, flow against the current. My mind screams and new lines flourish. My mind's fervent, new rhymes ferment. Why can't you hear the chorus? And new lines flourish. Why can't you hear the chorus? So yeah, that was Spontaneous Combustion. I don't know how well that recorded with the music in the background, but you got to hear it without the music, so at least you get to know what the words are. Sadly, you won't get a good idea of flow if this doesn't record well, but we'll just have to see. Yo, this is Nickabenson as always, and stay tuned for more content. Hey guys, I actually think the recording of the rap turned out really, really well. The only thing is, the music was kind of loud, I would say, so I'm going to play with some music volumes. Okay, so what I was doing is I was looking at the bar to see how much the bar was registering of the music. Okay. And I'm still doing that now. Okay. This may be the perfect volume, but I'm not sure, so I'll do a test. Instead of doing Spontaneous Combustion again, I might as well do a different one. This one I haven't practiced recently. Step to my levelnality. You can hear my originality. Battle me. Spittle a couple lines and all cause a fatality. I'll turn you into a casualty. I use my mind to affect causality. Don't bother me with triviality. Step to my game so your beats are too lame ho. Whoa whoa so you row. Spin rhymes freight from the US to Soho. My beats are so cold, I'm brave and I'm bold. My story's overtold, my beats hit tenfold. I'm on it, I'm zoning. Get off the throne because I own it. I always keep it flowing. I keep it going no matter if it's raining or snowing. I'm zoning. Oh yeah? Oh yeah, I'm zoning. Okay, so that was zoning. So yeah, let's see how that did with the music volume at the way it was. And you guys stay tuned for more content. Hey guys, I actually have a ton of ideas on conscientiology that I want to share with you guys, but I don't really know where to start. So first I'm just going to define a whole bunch of stuff, even give a technique about psychosoma projection and everything. So that may not make sense now, but it should by the end of this segment. So first I'm going to define a thosine. The definition of a thosine in conscientiology is an inseparable set of thoughts, feelings, and energies manifested by a consciousness in any dimension, a unit of consciousness. So what's important to know is that conscientiology is the study of consciousness and projectiology is the study of projecting your consciousness in other dimensions. See, if you practice conscientiology or projectiology, you believe that the universe is made up of multiple dimensions, some being physical, the one that we exist in, and the others being extra physical. I'm not going to say some being physical, because that sounds misleading. It makes it sound like there are other physical dimensions. So in conscientiology, you don't necessarily practice the idea that there are other physical dimensions, but you definitely believe that there are non-physical additional dimensions that exist. So a thosine has to do with like the thoughts, feelings, and energies manifested by a consciousness. Now this could be a consciousness in the material dimension or in like an extra physical dimension. It doesn't matter. All consciousness have thosines. And thosines are considered units of consciousness, which is why all consciousnesses have thosines, because essentially consciousness is just made up of a set of thoughts, feelings, and energies. That's what consciousness is, essentially. Thosinic resonance is when any thosinic pattern hold on. The definition of thosinic resonance: when any thosinic patterns interact from any set of consciousnesses, places, or objects, leaving an individual's thosinic pattern in the same vibration but more intensified. So you can embed thosines into places and objects due to thosinic resonance. So because you resonate thosines, the areas that you interact in and the objects you interact with, depending on like your thoughts and feelings and your energy, can kind of pick up on those thosines, which is how psychometry works. And when any thosinic patterns interact from a set of consciousnesses, or just thosines resonating from a place or object, then what happens is they kind of sync up, so they have the same vibration. A big thing in conscientiology is vibrational states, and there's a way to control your vibrational states, which I'll probably make into another video where I talk about that. I've already done a few experiments, if you've been keeping up with the vlog, where I've done vibrational state experiments. But yeah, you'll go to the same vibration as what you're syncing with, and it'll change your thoughts, feelings, and energies to match that of the vibration that you're resonating with, but more intensified. So that kind of has to do with how like negative voodoo kind of stuff would work, because it could have negative thoughts, feelings, and energies embedded into it, and then if you were to interact with it, not only would all that go onto you, but it would go onto you in a more intense way. But that would also work for positive things like good luck charms. Okay, graphothosinology. So the definition of graphothosinology is that when someone writes about a particular topic, extra-physical consciousnesses and associated ideas emerge. If something is recorded, its thosinic signature intensifies. Extra-physical thosinic resonance has a stronger impact as thought means action. So I'm going to go backwards and explain everything. in the extra-physical dimension. Essentially, what's happening is that in the extra-physical dimension, thoughts equal action. So the thoughts, the thosenes of extra-physical consciousness directly manifest. So if you're in the extra-physical dimension, your thoughts and feelings and energies directly manifest as if they're real. And I'm not saying, that's kind of weird to say as if they're real, but I do want to talk about stuff like that later after I've already defined all the definitions. But you could think of something, and as soon as you thought of it, it would exist within the extra-physical dimension. So thoughts equal action. Thought equals existence in the extra-physical plane. Okay. And then if something is recorded, its thosinic signature intensifies. So the same way that where if you're feeling different emotions and feelings and your energy is shifted or you have certain thoughts, it can imprint on objects, places, and other consciousnesses simply by writing about something, about any topic. Simply by writing about it, it has a thosinic signature that is intensified but also generates an extra-physical consciousness. So your thoughts, feelings, and energies that you're writing down essentially become consciousnesses in the extra-physical dimension, meaning that you can travel to the extra-physical dimension and they would manifest there. So, like I said before, thoughts manifest in the extra-physical dimension, but that doesn't mean that you have to be in the extra-physical dimension for them to manifest. Writing them down, though, intensifies it. So it's more than just what you think about manifest in the extra-physical dimension. It's also the fact that you wrote it down and the fact that other consciousnesses could view, observe it. It actually increases the thosinic signature of what's going down. Hey guys, what's up? So let's see. Hey. Right now I'm doing a quick vlog where I'm talking about conscientiology. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah.
Oh, so it's back to it?
Oh, no, not at all.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, do you guys want to be on the vlog?
Huh?
You guys want to be on the vlog?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
This is like the first time I've been in here.
Oh, well, it's actually pretty chill. You can't use the foosball table because it's broken. The TV works perfectly fine. It's a pretty banging TV. This room was better when they had a table because you could like sit your stuff on it and work and study.
Yeah.
The bathroom is surprisingly clean. I thought people would like trash it since like no one's here, but I guess no one really uses it because there's no toilet paper. I mean, what are you gonna do?
No, yeah, people don't use it.
Yeah, I think there are grapes in there.
There's one grape.
There you go.
It's a single grape. That microwave, though.
Oh, I have one of those. If you use the cook and watch setting, it works in reverse. It counts upward and you stop it when you're ready.
What?
Yeah, like try it. It's like cook and watch start, and then it works in the reverse of how you feel a microwave would. And see how the numbers go up. Yeah, it's weird.
That actually is fancy.
Oh.
Why does theirs do snap right? Mine doesn't snap right.
For the fire extinguisher?
Did you?
Yeah.
I've always wanted the pleasure of doing that.
I did it for you.
I'm not sure.
Jared was like.
Yeah, I fucked that up like the second day. And he
Yeah.
got mad at me.
Yeah, Jared was trying to fix it, and then I fixed it for him, and he got mad. He was like, "Sorry."
I'm not sure if your floor is like the third floor, but if you go to like where the fire hose is supposed to be for safety, there's just a bunch of chalk in there. Like there is no actual fire hose that you can use in an emergency.
I'm on the fourth floor.
Yeah.
We're about to find the fourth floor. Are you up front on the fourth floor?
No, I'm on the third floor.
Oh. You just coming through?
Yeah, I like being able to use the TV, and I don't know, my room isn't as chill. One of my roommates uses a lot of tobacco, so the room stinks.
Yeah.
That would be terrible. I would hate that.
I do think it's well though. it makes me have like allergies.
I hate it too.
Like I get sick, and when we first moved in, like one of my roommates' parents, while they were moving in the very first day, they must have like taken a smoke in the room or something, because our whole entire dorm smelled like someone had actively like just smoked a cigarette in like my personal room for like 2 or 3 weeks.
I don't know.
But it doesn't smell like it now.
Oh, that's good.
So at first I was like, I don't know if you're smoking in the room or it was the parents. I don't think they were, because they don't smell like smoke at all.
Oh, and you guys stay tuned for more content. Okay, let's start from the top where with conscientiology. I know I already went over a few of these topics, but let's do a quick review to get ourselves back to graphothosenology. So the definition of a thosine is an inseparable set of thoughts, feelings, and energies manifested by a consciousness in any dimension. A thosine is a unit of consciousness. Thosinic resonance is when any thosinic patterns interact from any set of consciousnesses, places, or objects, leaving an individual's thosinic pattern in the same vibration but more intensified. Graphothosenology is when someone writes about a particular topic, extraphysical consciousnesses and associated ideas emerge. If something is recorded, its thosinic signature intensifies. Extraphysical thosinic resonance has a stronger impact as thought means action on the extraphysical plane. So, when someone writes about a particular topic, it creates extraphysical consciousnesses within the extraphysical plane or extraphysical dimension. And because it is recorded where other people could possibly be able to see it, other consciousnesses could view it, that intensifies the thosinic signature. So it creates more powerful extraphysical consciousnesses. And then it will also have a stronger impact within the extraphysical plane, because in the extraphysical plane, thought equals action, so that those thosinic signature that you've intensified essentially creates more powerful extraphysical consciousnesses within the extraphysical plane / dimension. And an extraphysical consciousness, if you were curious, is a paracitizen of an extraphysical society, a consciousness without a soma. Okay, so I'll have to go over somas very soon so that you'll understand what that means. But first, let's talk about what an extraphysical community is. The definition of an extraphysical community is a group of extraphysical consciousnesses living together in an extraphysical dimension, which is pretty self-explanatory. Now to talk about the psychosoma / metasoma. So, the definition of a psychosoma is an extraphysical instrument of extraphysical and intraphysical consciousness. It's a mouthful, hold on. The definition of the psychosoma is an extraphysical instrument of extraphysical and intraphysical consciousness. The astral body, which is easy to manipulate as it is a light subtle body which is moved by will or intention, aka the extraphysical body. So, if you exist on the material plane, what you do is you project your psychosoma from your soma. So, you could say the soma is like your material body, and then you could say the psychosoma or the metasoma is your extraphysical body. And through the practice of psychosoma projection, you can project your extraphysical body from your physical body into the extraphysical plane / extraphysical dimension. And just a refresher, this is all about conscientiology and projectiology. Conscientiology being the study of consciousness, and projectiology being the study of astral projection. So it's they consider themselves a science, but it's based heavily on self-research. So whenever you read a paper on conscientiology, it's the author of the paper writing about their own experiences from researching on themselves. And it's rather interesting. To me, the most interesting part about conscientiology are thosines, the extraphysical dimension, and psychosoma projection. For some reason, the psychosoma projection papers are not the most interesting to read, but I feel like that's because they haven't gone in depth with what they could truly experience. Because when you take an extra physical body, I feel like what you should do is you should interact with extra physical communities of extra physical consciousnesses. But it seems a lot of people will take an extra physical body and they'll travel around the material plane as an extra physical being, which I feel is limiting and is not to the full extent of what you can do. Also, I was really glad to find all this information, because if you go on Weird Community Wikia, there are a lot of different posts that I've made about astral projection and my experiences with joint projection, which is where you project and interact with other people who are projecting. And all of this is like covered by conscientiology. There are a bunch of other researches, and they consider information and data like this and different techniques to be a part of their science. So the reason why I get so pulled into conscientiology and projectiology is because I've essentially already been doing self-research for a large portion of my life and been using different terminology from New Age to psychic to magic, chaos magic, terminology from all these different subcultures, when this is like the official terminology if you wanted to do a research paper. This is the stuff that if I knew this when I was younger, I probably would already have research papers made and submitted to the Journal of Conscientiology. And I do plan on possibly writing a paper and submitting it to the Journal of Conscientiology, because this has truly grabbed my interest. So next I'll tell you about psychosoma projection. Okay, the psychosoma can be moved anywhere you want and any way you want based on your will and intention. It requires you having worked with vibrational states before. It feels exactly the way it does, so don't worry about what it feels like. You must loosen the psychosoma's grip from your body and your will, with your will, in order to move it out of your body. So you'd have to already have worked with vibrational states for this to work, based on how conscientiology's research has gone. But it says that using your will and intention, you essentially loosen your extra physical body's tightened grip that is like within the physical body. So what you do is you'd will your extra physical body to, you just kind of like will your arm to come out of your physical arm, and you just kind of like wiggle each of your extra physical body parts out of your physical body until you feel loose enough to let your extra physical body just let loose. And once you have, the experience is rather interesting. Your whole body gets this kind of like numbness, and it feels weird, but as it says in the technique, don't focus on how it feels the way it does. And as you do it, you can explore your thoughts manifest themselves within the extra-physical plane. And if you write about things before you travel, the things that you write about, you can interact with them in extra-physical communities, and you can even interact with things that other people have written about in the past, or things you've written about in the past. And it's really interesting and exciting. I'd recommend that people try it. And I know that even though it all has to do with willpower and intention, you still, based on what conscientiologists say, you still need experience working with vibrational states. So I'll do a video right after this that talks about how that works. So you guys stay tuned for more content. Hey guys, I just did a 8-minute video where I talked about how to activate vibrational states, and none of it was saved. So I'm just going to tell you it really quickly. To activate vibrational states, you use your will and intent in order to move energy from your head to your soles of your feet and back to your head. That's one cycle. What you're doing is you're moving energy from your chrono chakra to your soul chakra. So energy from your head to the sole of your feet and back to your head. That is one cycle. The way that you measure a vibrational state activation is activation equals quantity of energy moved times the number of cycles divided by the time of a vibrational state session. So, what you're supposed to do, there are a few rules that you need to know. It has to be uninterrupted during the time of a session. If you spend 1 minute moving energy from the top of your head to the sole of your feet, back to the top of your head, continually doing cycles, then you have to keep doing that uninterrupted, meaning no stopping the movement of energy back and forth for the entire minute. You can never decrease in the amount of energy that you're using as you're moving through the cycles, and gradually throughout the cycle you're supposed to increase the amount of energy. So for the first cycle, you may move 1 unit of energy, but then for the second cycle, you'll want to move 1 additional unit of energy, and so on and so forth. If you keep increasing it by 1, then the amount of energy will equal the number of cycles. But if you, using your will, double or triple the amount of energy being moved, then you can take the number of cycles and double it or triple it, and it'll surmount to the amount of energy that you moved, or the quantity of energy that you moved. So by increasing energy, it has to do with your will and intent. Your will and intent is how you add additional energy. So you have to keep it consistent, no interruptions, for the entire session as you keep moving the cycles, and the amount of energy each cycle has to continually increase and never decrease. And then at the end, you just calculate it. Again, vibrational state activation equals quantity of energy moved times the, hold on, vibrational state activation equals quantity of energy moved times the number of cycles divided by the time of the session. So if you moved, if the quantity of energy you moved was 22, let's say you did the doubling thing, the quantity of energy you moved was 22, and it was 11 cycles, and you did it for 1 minute, and you treated the time value to be minute to just be 1, then it would be 22 times 11 over 1. 11 over 1 is 11. 22 times 11 is 232. Bam. That would be your activation score. So there is no set minimum vibrational state activation in conscientiology, so really the number doesn't matter, but all the rules about the practice do. To do it correctly, you have to follow the instructions. The only reason why I'm telling you guys about how to do vibrational states is because conscientiologists say you must know how to do vibrational state activation before you can project with the psychosoma. Psychosoma projection is easy, it's based on will and intent. You will your extra physical body to loosen its grip from the physical body. So using will and intention, you would move your physical body. I normally feel like a numbness across my body, and using your will and intention, you can make your extra physical body do anything consciousnesses, especially those that you create throughout your own writings and recordings. So yeah, I want to make sure that you guys get this video, so I'm going to stop it right here. So stay tuned for more content and enjoy your using a bunch of different terminologies throughout my whole life, but now this is a set self-research based science where they have their own terminology, so I could actually go back to some of my old recordings about astral projection and edit the terminology to match that of conscientiology, format it correctly, and bam, I could have several research papers about my own experiences through childhood on up, and submit that to the Journal of Conscientiology. So what do you guys think about that? And stay tuned for more content. Hey guys, today I actually created a number of petitions, and since it's the end of the day, I'm going to check up on the petitions that I've made today and see which ones went the farthest and which ones didn't do that hot. Most of the petitions I made today were rather serious, but there were a few that were based in like media. Well, really there's only one that was based in media, and that's the one that didn't do the best. I did a petition to demand an end to superhero origin stories for familiar superhero characters, is kind of becoming like kicking a dead horse. If we already know about a character, if they've had past movies, or if they're just popular characters in general, we really don't need an origin story for them. That petition only has 2 signatures right now. A demand. Oh yeah, this petition is to demand an end to gender discrimination at Microsoft. Right now that one has 12 signatures. The other petition is to demand an end to senseless violence and deforestation in Rondônia, which is in Brazil, and that one has 34 signatures. This petition is to demand for the standardized methods for the viral testing of water, and that one currently only has 8 signatures. And the last one that I made today, demand that Sare Muibu be officially demarcated as an indigenous reserve, and that one has 21 signatures. Each of those were started essentially yesterday, on November 9th. It's weird to say yesterday because this video is the November 9th video, but I'm filming it partially on November 10th. It's like 1 in the morning, and I'm not just going to throw this in with the November 10th video. If anything, when I wake up, I'll do a thing where it's like, okay, how have the petitions changed in the number of signatures between when I was asleep and now that I'm up. This one that's doing the best is demand an end to the senseless violence and deforestation in Rondônia, and I feel like that one is definitely the biggest issue. The second biggest issue, and also the one that I feel like had another big rise in signatures, is the demand that the Sare Muibu be officially demarcated as an indigenous reserve. While I'd like to talk about both of these issues more in detail, at the moment I don't really have time. I need to go to sleep. I'm messing up in my speech. Oh dude, now I'm confused. Do I have another tab open? Yep, there you are. Okay. Right now I'm messing up in my speech. I'm getting confused, mainly because it's 1 in the morning. I need to go to sleep. I just did a lot of studying for philosophy, which is why I'm up so late. Also, I've been listening to Lavender Town Beat, and I've been watching some GTA 5 slasher videos. The new slasher DLC is really awesome, and watching people play it online is rather amazing. It's a combination of comedy and horror that I could actually get behind. Really cool. I recommend you check it out, and you guys stay tuned for more content. Before I go to sleep, I would actually like to talk about what would be the simplest idea for creating a superhero team, and how that idea, while would be really successful, kind of has some dark sides that you need to look out for if you do this. I'm kind of experimenting with this right now. Keep in mind it's still like 1 a.m. While I'm talking about this. But so I'm still a member of all my crime fighting groups, but I haven't had a lot to do recently. It's been mainly me donating to charity, me helping people with paranormal activity over Fiverr, and me now starting multiple new petitions and trying to get more involved with activist work as well as with crime fighting, paranormal wise. But if I ever see someone in trouble, I'll try and help them out. And what I'm doing is I'm expanding the crime fighting to people who I feel like normally wouldn't become crime fighters, but it's the way that you have to word it. I'm doing this thing now where I'm going up to people and I'm saying, I'll help you if you ever get in danger, but in return, return the same to me. And not only that, but try and help people in general. Just if you see them in trouble, try and help them out. And if people are really open to the idea, if it's to someone that you kind of know, but you don't know them really good, a lot of times they will say yes anyways, and they'll even ask for your numbers so you can stay in contact in case they need you. And what you're doing is you're creating this network of people who, if you're ever out helping someone, they would all come to help you help them, because they have agreed to help people in need as well as to help you in need if you ever need help. And of course you already want to help people, so you're perfectly fine with helping them if they're in need. So you're creating this network of people that you've essentially promised to assist, but also you know will assist you back if you ever need it, but you also know will be helping assist other people as you assist people. And what you've essentially done is you've created this superhero chain of people who will go out and help others to do their best they can, because they have insurance that if they need help, they have you. And I guess it's kind of like a superhero crutch, the idea that their heroic actions are done with the promise of payment back of heroic actions for themselves. It's like they provide justice because they've been promised justice. I find that it's an interesting proposal and idea, but I could also see how it could spin out of control. I know a lot of early gangs started with the same mentality of I'll help protect you if you protect me, but they didn't share the same mentality of I'll help you if you help me, but you also should help everybody else too. So that's a big part of it. I feel like that's what's going to help avoid from it spiraling out of control, but we'll see what happens. I'll keep experimenting with it, seeing how people start to help others and how it just continually builds on itself into an organization without having any organizational structure. So yeah, you guys stay tuned for more content.